A movie I looked up to growing up was Disney's Hercules. The movie had it all: romance, drama, star-crossed lovers, and mythology. Although all these qualities are what made me first fall in love with the movie, the idea of a man born a demigod but grew up with little knowledge of his capabilities is what resonated with me and had Hercules be a long-term importance in my life. As I grew older, I realized that Hercules' obstacles were similar to the obstacles I faced as well. Hercules had to face superhuman strength partnered with trying to become a god, where I had to juggle high school classes on top of a long list of extracurriculars and college applications. However, Hercules was able to overcome his obstacles with the help and guidance of Pan, while I was able to overcome mine with the guidance of FBLA and its goals, which let me be prepared for the next step in my journey. So, as Hercules set out for Mount Olympus, let's start our journey by looking at the FBLA goal of strengthening confidence in students in themselves and their work. Next, as we make our trek to Mount Olympus and finally reach it, let's finish our journey by examining the FBLA goal of facilitating the transition from school to work. Hercules started out as an awkward outcast and was seen by his community as not being able to succeed outside of his family. Now, Hercules' obstacles stemmed from his inability and clumsiness, as well as his superhuman strength. An example being, he destroyed an entire village. Now, however far-fetched his obstacles may seem, I faced similar obstacles in my own life. When I first started high school, I was confused in how to navigate high school on its own, and I had approached the idea of public speaking, which to me were two forbidden words in my vocabulary. However, under the guidance of FBLA, I was able to gain the goal of strengthening confidence in myself and my work through being able to actually understand and have confidence in myself through community service projects my FBLA chapter provided. Huggies for Little Bodies was a project done my freshman and sophomore year, where we gave resources such as diapers and child supplies to my local Safe Harbor and Salvation Army. During my junior year, I was on a project called Dandelion Doors, which looked to give back to the community playhouses to the children at the local Safe Harbor and Boys and Girls Club. This year, we formed Boxes of Sunshine, which provided care packages to the Aberdeen Sanford Hospital, and that each care package was distributed to the children within their facilities. FBLA was able to provide us with organizational and business skills that were able to have success within these projects. This included being able to advertise the projects throughout Aberdeen, get sponsorships from the projects from businesses throughout the community, as well as organize the costs, dates, and times needed for the projects to succeed and progress any further. As well as community service projects, FBLA also achieves the goal of strengthening confidence in students in themselves and their work through the various competitive events offered at the state and national level. If it wasn't for the organizational and business skills that FBLA provides, these community service projects never could have happened, and they would have just remained a dream. Now, after Hercules was able to get guidance from Pan, he was able to continue his journey to Mount Olympus and eventually become the demigod he was meant to be. As I first started high school, I was confused, and I didn't even know where to begin. But after getting guidance from my peers and learning about the FBLA goals, I was able to become prepared for this next step in my life and actually take on the role of a high schooler. FBLA achieves the goal of facilitating the transition from school to work by preparing students for the ability of giving a job interview, a presentation for class, and a public speech. With the skills that I learned in FBLA, I'm prepared to be the next Elon Musk for delivering the next Tesla model, or the next Rihanna pursuing another entrepreneurship idea. If FBLA was impacted me by letting me have a positive change in attitude towards public speeches. Prior to FBLA, I absolutely hated giving a public speech and would avoid it at all costs. However, now, after joining FBLA, I approach a public speech with a positive attitude and have confidence in myself when giving a presentation for class. Due to my change in mindset, FBLA has helped me achieve the goal of facilitating the transition from school to work. Now, Hercules and I has had a huge impact in my life. We both were lost and confused when starting our journeys and didn't know how to take up the next in the new roles in our lives. However, after the guidance of our peers and our instructors, we were able to be more prepared for our next step in life and take on the roles that we were meant to be. The two goals that we looked at today were FBLA's goals of strengthening confidence in students in themselves and their work and facilitating the transition from school to work. Before FBLA, when I first joined high school, I was the model of a confused freshman. However, now, as a high school senior, I am confident and prepared to advance in my next step in life purely based on the FBLA goals and the impact that they have had in my journey.